let's get started!
We'll see if people are still watching up to this point.
Okay. What do you prefer? Grilled cheese sandwich or garlic bread? Clever, comrade. What are the results?
Well, as of December 12th, these are the results.
Looks like grilled cheese is the ultimate snack.
Deadline, that's just the opinion of 13 people.
Huh.
Alright. Let's begin. Okay, here we go. Chapter 376. It's an incredibly short chapter at only 9 pages. But hey, at least we got this super cool popularity poll art, so there's that. Now do take note that this video will not be a full chapter recap. We are just gonna be talking about 2 topics. The Sad Man's Parade. And of course, Deadline and his marvelous plans. But before we start, let me say a little something. So in this final war, we currently have over 80 good guy characters, with classes A and B alone making up half of that. Meanwhile, on the other side, there are only 6 major villains, not counting Big Boy and the hordes of nameless background props. And 2 of those 6 villains aren't even that relevant, so that leaves us with just 4. Yeah, there are literally 20 heroes per 1 villain. It's absurd. Now enough about villain numbers, let's get on with the manga. So for our first rant topic, we have the Sad Man's Parade. Like the original one in MVA, it's once again just masses of Deadpools. There are no cloned villain characters, no cloned bird brains, not even a cloned Deadline. They are just Deadpools, severely limiting their overall threat to just a swarm of endlessly regenerating crowd of fragile quirkless humans that can't even fly. They may be very plentiful, but they are not very powerful. Hell, Blue Cat over here can literally just solo the entire thing with her overpowered earthbending quirk. And if you think it's still not enough, she can also make giant fire-resistant stone golems that are easily 10 times larger than your average bird brain. And since Earthflow has no listed limit, that means she can literally just summon her own golem army against the parade, and somewhat control the clone numbers. Furthermore, with a little bit of earth manipulation, she can also effectively put out fires that aren't already put out by the rain, allowing Super Shadow to be unleashed.
What would Duck Dodgers do? Wait a minute, I am Duck Dodgers!
And just in case some of the Deadpools are trying to escape, the heroes can just call in those fancy American force field jets to help with extermination. And since just a couple of them already have enough damage output to roast someone with super regeneration, then that means they can just outright vaporize Deadline and Sunbat once they arrive, potentially ending the fight right then and there. Fancy jets and laser cannons aside, what's mainly weird about this chapter is that the heroes are instantly yelling and shouting about how everything is now upside down despite not even trying anything yet. Don't they have their own command center? Why not try calling for backup first instead of just instantly feeling hopeless? I bet Food Fight's laser cannon is already drooling from all the possible targets over here. Now that the Sad Man's Parade rant is done, let's move over to Deadline. Deadline has been acting sillier and dumber the more the final war goes on. With his infinite bullshit and convoluted nonsensical plans, he's quickly turned himself into the biggest laughingstock of the manga. And when the ultra evil overlord mastermind is currently the biggest laughingstock, you know there's something wrong with your manga. But the creator doesn't care, as evident by him making Deadline even more and more laughable every passing chapter. You just had to wonder if Mr. So-called Demon Lord is even meant to be taken seriously at this point. Just look at him. The guy's currently in his prime form, although with a time limit. And yet he still decided to waste his time talking and doing nothing instead of just doing what he needs doing. He hasn't even killed a single hero yet, let alone fire off a single attack. And once he eventually tried to escape, the moment he got stopped he immediately went back to talking again. And the bullshit doesn't even stop there. Why did he even need to bring in Sunbat anyway? Why did he even need a distraction before he can leave? Isn't he supposedly powerful enough to defeat everyone there without help? What happened to his other quirks? Why won't he fight? Why didn't he get any portals? I have so many f***ing questions. Too bad the only answer to every single deadline bullshit is that it's all part of his plan. Whatever that f***ing plan is. At this point you just had to wonder, how does Deadline even make plans in the first place? Overall, nothing much happened in this chapter. While we got cool and detailed drawings of the Sad Man's parade, but that's about it. The plot barely even moved. As for Sunbird, since he's not done anything, I can't rant about him yet. Although I did notice something. For a guy who's supposedly not fireproof, he burns way slower than his victims for some reason. Hey Deadline, what are you doing?
I am absorbing the ultimate smack to become the ultimate villain.
How in the hell can you even do that?
I pulled something that allows me to absorb the ultimate smack to become the ultimate villain.
So does that mean you'll be ranked higher in popularity polls now?
Let's see.
Let's see if that ass pull is enough to get you into the top 10s. Well, that didn't work.